As you know, I've just been briefing the Security Council on the situation in Sudan following my visit there, and of course following the expulsions of the international NGOs and revocation of the registrations of 3 national NGOs on the 4th of March. The picture I presented was, I think, a mixed one, in the sense that I think we have made some useful progress since the 4th of March in making sure that the critical life-saving gaps that were left have been at least partially filled, and I think we have managed, for now at least, to avert another humanitarian disaster, another extra humanitarian disaster in Darfur, which is of course welcome. But the risks are still there, particularly in the rainy season and with the hunger gap season, which is also upon us. And therefore we need to be very vigilant about that and continue to maintain our efforts to make sure that the life-saving gaps are filled. Of course, we would have much preferred not to be in this situation of having to fill these gaps, and we continue to believe that the expulsions were unjustified and that the easiest solution would be to reverse them. Nevertheless, we have made some good progress, I think, with the government in trying to create a more positive atmosphere, following the very negative atmosphere which was there after the 4th of March. Some useful agreements have been reached, for example, on multi-entry visas for NGO staff, which we did not have before, and on a travel notification scheme for Darfur, which was not being respected. The key, I think, here, as with the new high-level committee or expanded high-level committee which we've set up, is to make sure that the agreements which we've reached are implemented in practice and are respected, not only now but in a sustained way over time. And in that way, I think we will be able to rebuild the capacity which has been lost. It's helpful in that context that some of the NGOs which were expelled have been able to return under new registration procedures, and we hope at least some of them will be able to start work shortly, which again will help to fill the gaps which were left and help to make sure that we can address the humanitarian needs in Darfur. I was also talking about the situation in southern Sudan, which we should never forget because of the fundamental importance of the comprehensive peace agreement. One of the worrying things I saw in southern Sudan was the extent of tribal violence and the humanitarian consequences of that violence, particularly in Jonglei state, but it applies in other places in southern Sudan too, together with the continuing ravages by the Lord's Resistance Army, who've come back into that area, having been hiding in the Democratic Republic of Congo for some time. Again, that's created a very difficult humanitarian situation which we're trying to address as best we can.